Hi, it's Stephen here getting you TeducaTed about macro photography. If you've considered getting into macro photography, there are a few easy tips you can follow to get great results. Here are our top 5 macro tips for beginners. Number 1, get a macro lens. A vital part of macro photography is using a macro lens. So what makes a macro lens different to an ordinary lens? A macro lens is a special lens that is designed to handle extremely close focusing distances and can take sharp, highly detailed images of tiny little subjects. They also get in close, which gives an image that is generally a 1-to-1 rendition of the subject, while you can focus up to about 30 centimeters. Choose one that suits your camera, but be aware different camera manufacturers use different lens mounts, so make sure you get one that suits your camera. Number 2, choose a suitable subject. Decide what you want to photograph. Macro gives you a wide range of subjects that you can get nearly an unworldly view of. Whether it be insects or flowers or jewelry or leaves, choose a subject that interests you. Research online different ways of photographing your subjects, from photographing not just the flowers, but adding things like water droplets and pollen to add more interest. Our third tip is to use a longer focal length for living subjects. Macro lenses come in different focal lengths, enabling you to get a bit further back or a bit closer. If you're photographing insects, having a bit of extra distance will enable you to get the shot before the little critter even knows that you're there. If you're photographing flowers or leaves, having the extra length will enable you to get great shots of subjects that are a little bit hard to get to. Number 4, be aware of depth of field. Depth of field, or the bit of the photograph that is sharp, changes based on the focal length you choose and the aperture you choose. Even though your macro lens is capable of shooting at an aperture of 2.8, doesn't mean you should. Shooting at shallow depths of field may result in a photo where the only part of the photo that is sharp is the insect's eyelashes. Try a deeper depth of field by using an aperture such as f11 to make sure you get the whole subject sharp. Our 5th and final tip is be patient. Macro photography, especially of living subjects, takes time. Rushing or moving quickly on a subject means that you aren't ensuring where your focus is, that you have necessarily the correct depth of field, and the lighting is what you want. Take your time and don't startle the subjects. As a minimum, your macro kit should include the following equipment. A good beginner macro lens. Most of the camera manufacturers produce macro lenses in various focal lengths. Choose one that suits the focal length that matches the kind of subject you're shooting. A tripod and remote trigger. This is so you can avoid ending up with a close but blurry photograph. Using a remote trigger will enable you to fire off your camera without moving it and ruining your photograph. A lighting system. Lighting your subject in different ways can add to your macro photography. Try underlighting your subjects or use light to illuminate that close-in detail you wish to capture. Macro photography offers a different view of the world, a bee's eye view of things if you like. It can be fascinating and rewarding, so choose a subject and try it out. Want to know more? Head to teds.com.au/blog or keep updated by subscribing to TEDS on YouTube or following TEDS on Instagram at TEDS_cameras for all the latest education. See you soon!